I smell burnt rubber.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Ronnie from BuWizz. As you can see, we have two cars here. This is the Porsche GT4 Performance, the new model by Lego. And the main feature is that it has the new Lego hub. And this hub has 3 motors inside, so 2 motors for driving and 1 motor for steering. And it also has lights. And it also has a gyro inside, which helps the model to drive straight. And it also has a differential function implemented, so when you are steering left or right, the internal wheel turns slower than the external wheel. We will later today test this car and see how fast it goes. And here I have another Porsche, and this is a BuWizz-modified Porsche. Jarno modified it. He put a BuWizz 3 inside and 2 BuWizz motors and 1 Lego motor for steering. And this car also has some interesting features. We also implemented the lights. Only our lights are RGB, while the Lego lights are only white. And because we have 2 motors, we can control them separately. And this model has skid steering, and it also has differential function implemented when you are steering left or right. So one of the interesting things is that in order to modify the Porsche with BuWizz, no additional bricks are needed. So all that's needed is basically the steering motor, 2 BuWizz motors and 1 BuWizz 3. And we will shortly also publish the instructions, so you will be able to modify it and insert BuWizz into your own Porsche. And one other feature that this car has is shake to wake. So in order to turn the BuWizz on, all you need to do is shake it. You don't need to find the power button. And since the BuWizz is integrated here in the back, and it's a little bit harder to access the charging port, see here, we also already put the charge cable inside. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. So this new Lego hub now has a rechargeable battery, which can be removed and replaced, but in this model it's mounted so that you cannot accidentally remove it, because you cannot remove it anyways because of all the bricks around it. And it has a USB-C charge port, which I think is the first Lego device with a USB-C charge port, because all the previous devices had a micro USB.
So we're testing the BuWizz version of the Porsche. On my dyno I was expecting around 15 kilometers an hour, and now let's see how it goes in real life. So let's go nice and straight.
Oh, 18 kilometers per hour.
And now let's go back.
.5 was the maximum. Okay, let's start the recorder. Okay, GPS is started. Let's go.
Yeah, just waiting for it to connect.
And waiting. Okay.
Okay. Okay, full power mode.
Yeah, 5 and something kilometers per hour. 5 and something.
Okay, let's go
Around
back. 5.1 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, something like that.
So ours goes at least 3 times faster.
Okay, let's stop.
Almost 4 times
Read
faster.
the GPS, yeah. GPS says maximum speed 5 kilometers per hour.
Okay, that's
5.
5 kilometers an hour.
Okay. And the BuWizz one was
Around
18.
18. So
Yeah.
it's over 3 times faster, almost 4 times faster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now let's do a drag race. 3, 4, gasa.
Mine says 282.
Nice.
Of what?
That's 500.
That's kilometers per hour. It says 283 kilometers per hour. Wow.
Oh, BuWizz
Oops. Ah, mine detected the crash. See?
Well, can yours do this?
This is top speed, 285. I don't think so. What's the scale of this car?
1 to 12.
1 to 12, so 280 should be about 25 kilometers per hour or 24, 23, right?
Yeah,
To
I
be
don't
scale
think
speed.
it's going that fast.
So BuWizz is approximately scale speed, right?
Yeah, it's close to it. The only thing we would need is actual suspension. You see how it starts to vibrate when it
Yeah,
loses
because
traction?
it has no dampers, it has
Yeah.
just the springs, yeah.
Like the mock I made, the Audi S1 with 4 motors at the same scale, that one had suspension and yeah.
Aha, it detects the crash, see?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
It's going only
let's
to
do the trick,
28. Aha, in low power mode it goes to 28.
Wow.
And in high power mode it goes to 85.
So I opened up the roof of the BuWizz-modified model so I can show you a bit around the details. So as mentioned before, we actually managed to implement the working lights. So I stuck the optical fibers into the unused pores of the BuWizz 3.0, and you can simply select the colors here, so we can make them shine in basically any kind of a color. So we can go basically the whole rainbow, or we can make them shine white. This is of course the brightest color because all colors are combined, and we can then turn off the ports that we are not using, so we don't have to basically shine the rear lights, or we can leave them on depending, but it's free to do basically. And I also mentioned, as Ronnie also mentioned before, that we also have a cable inside. I put the cable here because it's easier to charge, because once you put the roof off back on, it's a bit hard to access the charging port. And we also have shake to wake up functionality, which is the basically the unique thing. Lego doesn't have such an alternative, so basically just shake the model to turn it on. And that's when it's all about basically the functionality. As mentioned before, this is made with original parts. The only additional parts in it are one motor for steering, 2 BuWizz motors for driving, and one BuWizz 3.0, which is placed right behind the rear axle for maximum traction. Another advantage we have, because our components are so much smaller than Lego's ones, is that you actually now have some space for a seat here. So you can put a seat there, or basically big seat on either side of the car, so we can have a proper racing car.
So since this BuWizz-modified Porsche was so much fun to drive, and like I mentioned before, except for the BuWizz components and one Lego motor for steering, you don't need any additional bricks. We will be posting instructions of how to modify it on our website shortly, and you will also be able, of course, to buy the BuWizz components to modify it yourself and have fun with it. So if you want to see more content like this, please don't forget to subscribe and also click the notification button so that you're notified when we post more content. So see you and bye bye.